Okay, I just bought this thing, and I hope you guys can hear me. It's one of those things that lets you hang your cell phone in your car. And I thought it'd be kind of interesting just to try it. You guys, okay, so we had tornadoes at about 4 a.m. So it may have even been earlier than that. I've been up since 4 a.m., which I'm sure is not early for some of you, but it's early for me. My friend Scott Terry is up at like 3:30 every morning. I think that guy's crazy. But I'm usually not up at 4 a.m. But, so we had this tornado last night, and we're fine. Everything's fine, except this freaking shed that I bought. I spent $350 on the shed at Menards. I bought this shed, and we had just gotten it put together, right? And the storm took it. I'm going to drive while I do this, because I'm low on fuel. And I'm hoping I don't hit something while I'm talking to you at the same time. That does happen. Come on, you stupid truck. There. Anyways, so we bought this thing. I never trust that somebody's not going to hit me when I'm coming out of here. And my husband's like, why do you always use four-wheel drive coming out of there? And I'm like, because it's bumpy, and I don't trust that somebody's not going to come down the road and T-bone me. Anyway, so we bought this shed. It was going to be for my grain, and then I was kind of like, okay, well, maybe we'll use it for chickens also, right? And it was a really cool shed. We had just gotten it put together, Storm comes and takes it. It literally is scattered all over the pastures this morning. At 4 a.m., I was like losing my marbles, because we literally just bought this thing, right? So we got it all collected. We collected it all, and it looks like we can take it and turn it into a goat house, because it's not good for grain anymore because it's going to have all these leaks in it. But we can at least weatherproof it enough for my goat, right? So that was like hit number one for the day. I've been up since 4 a.m. because of this stupid storm. Our fence came down. We fixed the fence that was on shoe. No animals got loose, like, and then we lost our shed, our brand new grain shed. So I'm irritated, right? So I go to the dentist this morning. Okay, no big deal. I go to the dentist like once a week because I have all these teeth issues, right? Come home. Larry goes, do you hear this meowing? And I go, yeah, like, you know, we got a cat, number one. Number two, it's springtime, and every spring, feral cats come around and have their kittens under our house. And by feral cats, I mean cats that you can't look at from 5 feet away without them shooting off and, like, running away. So, I go, yeah, I hear the meowing, but it's not Simba, our cat, because it's not. I'm looking at Simba and he's not meowing. So, we're like, okay, well, maybe it's one of these cats into the house. So, we look under the house, and we don't see anything, and that's normal, because sometimes they hide, and, you know, we can't see everywhere under our house, right? So, we kind of are like, okay, well, you know, whatever, it's a stray cat. You know, we can't see it, nothing we can do about it. Go in the house, and we're still hearing the meowing, and it is definitely not under the house, right? While I was outside, I was like, well, you know, a cat theoretically could have gotten through this, like, hole, and I swear to God, the hole's, like, this big in our screen. So, well, theoretically, a cat could have gotten through that hole, but how likely is that to happen in the middle of a tornado, that a cat's gonna, like, find the one hole? And the hole isn't, like, it's not, like, down here, it's, like, eye level with me. What's the chance that the cat's going to get through that? It's not likely, right? So I blow it off. But that's exactly what happened. I swear to God, guys. You can't make this stuff up. So I go back in the house, and Simba, our cat, is like sniffing at this door to this like back closet that has a screen door attached to it, the one with the hole. And that's exactly where the meowing is coming from, right? And so there's a cat in this back closet. And we opened it up, and it's literally, you guys, I swear to God, it is not more than 4 months old. It is a 4-month-old, less than that. It's probably about 3-month-old kitten. I mean, it's still got the kitten tail in our back room. And it hasn't been there that long, so I'm not too worried about it. But it comes out, and it's like the friendliest cat I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's so friendly for having just met us. Obviously, it's grateful I haven't been found. So we're trying to find the owners. I don't think we will. A lot of people around here, they dump their pets off, or like if they have stray kittens that they don't want anymore. Or a lot of people around here, they don't get their animals fixed. Like all our cat and everything, he's fixed. They don't get their animals fixed. So there's a lot of kittens around. A lot of people always giving away free kittens in the spring. So a lot of people end up dumping their animals in this area because it's rural and they just figure all the animal can fend for itself. I don't think somebody walked up onto our property and dumped the kitten into our back room. I don't think that happened. I think it likely did crawl through. But we're figuring we're probably not going to find the owners. If we do, great. I don't think we will. So I think we got ourselves a new cat after this ridiculous tornado thing that happened. So I hope you guys enjoyed these stories. If you like them, I will do more of these kind of stories. We always have stupid stuff like that happening on this farm. That's ridiculous. I'm sure you guys have your own stories. But if you like this, give me a like down below. Check out the blog, link above. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, you guys, I'm live again. And I'm just going to back up here. I have to pay attention when I back up because if I don't, one day I'm going to knock down this whole fence and it's going to be hilarious, but not hilarious because then my horses are going to get loose and that's not going to be funny. So anyways, so I was just looking at my hand. You don't see it on here. There's actually blood on my hands. I got blood on my hands like Lady Macbeth, but not for the same reason. We gelded a stallion today, and who knew gelding horses would be so dramatic? Listen, alright? So, the vet does this thing, and he's a good vet, he's fine. It's all fine, right? Animals are all fine, everybody's fine. But he goes, so, you know, he gives the horse the sedative, right? Because when you get, when we geld them, we sedate them. I feel that that's just the kindest thing to do. And he, as the horse is falling, he goes, step away! Because I guess the horse is going to stagger and fall, which I knew that, but fine, I'll listen anyways. And the vet goes then, he goes, as the horse is going down, he pulls back for whatever reason, the halter snaps off, right? So I'm sitting here like, this horse is 85% sedated, ready to fall over, like, fall over. And the halter snaps off. This is in the field, obviously. And I'm like, he's going to go run into that forest, freak out, fall on that tree. Luckily, like, he fell. We picked a spot that was flat and had hay on it. So when he went down, he would go down, like, softly. So luckily, he just fell right down. But, man, I was like, this horse is going to go into a tree and it's going to be really, really bad. But it was fine, right? Licensed vet. Total, good vet, licensed vet. Not an issue. So they go in that highly geld them, and I had to like put my old broken knees on the horse's neck. Like, so I'm holding this rope, right? And I said to Larry, I go, photograph this. People are going to want to see it. And he goes, nobody's going to want to see this. And I'm like, okay, like this is what homesteaders do. They geld animals, right? So, so I'm holding on to this rope, and I'm like, I have my knee on this horse's neck just to like keep him down in case like, he panics, because you could tell he was like, you know, not happy about it. And I said to myself, I'm like, if this horse gives one good jerk up, I mean, we're talking, it's a, you know, 1,500 pound animal, right? If this horse gives one big jerk up of his neck, he just panics and gives one big jerk up, like, my knee's just gonna go. It's gonna be blown out, right? So I'm sitting here like, oh my God, like, okay. So then the vet actually excises the testicles, right? We're getting the horse, he's excising the testicles. He takes this thing, and it's the size of a human kidney. I swear to God, it's like this big, the size of a human kidney. And even the vet was like, those are some big testicles there. And I'm like, great. Thanks for the compliment, I guess. I don't know. But they're the size of human kidneys. He takes this thing and just like tosses it aside in a pile of hay. And I'm sitting there like, no, you know, no cares given. It's a big testicle. You just thump. Okay, you know. The second one comes out, and again, it's like the size of a kidney. I swear to God, it's like this, right? Anyways, so I'm looking at him like, what do you want to do with these? I mean, in a hospital setting, they go in a biomedical bag. I don't know what they do around here. That's what they do where I'm from. It goes in a biomedical bag. It's, you know, human waste. Not human waste, but it's like waste, you know? Anyway, so he's like, oh, I don't want them. Do whatever you want with them. And I'm like, what am I going to do with them, right? I mean, it's pieces of flesh. What am I going to do with them, right? You know, saute them and feed them? Like, no, you know? He goes, well, whatever you do, don't give them to your dogs because it's got a lot of ketamine in it. It could hurt your dogs. And I'm like, one, I don't have dogs. Two, I'm not going to give my dogs excised horse testicles, right? Like, I'm sure, like, there are people out there who do that and, like, mazel tov, like, go for it. But I'm not going to be doing that, you know? It's waste as far as I'm concerned, right? So anyway, so I pick up these grapefruit-sized balls of flesh in hay. Like, 'cause I don't want to touch them with my hands. And Larry's like, just pick them up with their hands. And I'm like, I gotta touch stuff after this, right? So I pick them up in hay, and I just throw them in a bucket. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll figure out what to do with them afterwards, right? And then, I mean, who knew it was this dramatic, right? And then the vet goes, okay, I'm done. We all gotta leave right now. Get in your truck, quietly, don't talk anymore. Get in your truck, and let's go to the other side of the property. It's a 10-acre property, right? The horses are on one side. You know, this particular horse was 10 acres away. He goes, we're all gonna go, really, really quietly, just stop talking, shh. But get in your car right now and leave. And I'm like, who knew it was so traumatic gelding animals, right? I mean, I've done this before. It's not a big deal, but I've never had it be like this huge, dramatic, like, shh, everybody be very, very quiet and walk away, right? So he explained the reasoning, and the reasoning makes total sense. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's just funny. And the reasoning was that when the horses, you know, the sedative they gave him it's very fast acting. So you're in, you're out, you're done. And it's meant to be safer in the field, right? So when the horses get up, if they hear a lot of noise, human voices, it can cause them to panic, and then they're already having trouble getting up because they're half drunk and, you know, all that stuff. So basically, the idea is just to remove yourself and for the safety of the animal, and just let him be around nature, around the other horse that's comforting him, and just let him get up and, you know, be, you know, safer. It's just a safer situation. And I totally get that, but it's like, I've never, like, we've taken our horses to hospitals. We've never actually, like, had them, you know, gelded in a field before, but you can't do that around here. It's just not an option. You have to drive really, really far away, which isn't safe anyways, because then you got, you know, so that's just what we did. And, you know, everyone's fine. The horse is fine. The horse is obviously not happy. He's gotten his medicine. I give him painkillers, but he's totally fine now. He's, you know, up and walking and eating his dinner and all that sort of fun stuff. But who knew that it was, and we're not talking like some like wafy vet that's like, you know, nervous, right? We're talking like this huge bear of a man who's just like, shh, everybody quiet and leave, you know? And anyways, so that is my story for the day. I hope you've enjoyed it. The horses are all good. That particular horse is doing well. He just has to recover from losing his grapefruit-sized testicles, which is what the vet called. He's like, those are some very big testicles. And I'm like, gee, thanks. You know, like, there's a compliment for you. Anyways, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have enjoyed it, please go ahead and like this video. You can feel free to share it if you feel that this story is going to help somebody and lighten their day. I don't know what. I don't know why you would share this story, but if you want to hit the share button, you go ahead and hit the share button. Go ahead and visit the blog at the link above, and I will see you guys the next time I do one of these videos. Bye. Now I know exactly where I'm at. I was a little unsure what page I was posting on. It just happens sometimes. So, you guys, I've decided to call this series Real Homesteader Stories. And the reason why is because if you know me, you follow me, you know there's no sort of BS about what I portray. It's the real shtick, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like everything's hunky-dory, right? I also swear a lot, and I'm trying really hard not to swear right now because I know that you guys don't like it, or G-rated. We're trying to be G-rated on this channel, right? Anyways, let me tell you guys about why you need to have some cojones to breed rabbits. This is, like, ridiculous, okay? So this is what happened. We have a group of rabbits that have not bred, 0, in like 2 years, okay? We've had them in this thing for 2 years together, and they have not bred at all. So we're like, okay, well, whatever. Get home yesterday. No, back up like just a little bit, okay? We have a doe that has already had kits this year. Everybody's fine, everybody's healthy, no big deal, no big whoop, right? So we come home yesterday, and this doe in this colony has had 1 kit, okay? Never in my life, 1 kit. And she didn't even bother to build a nest. Like, that's why we didn't breed this rabbit, okay? Because she's like an incompetent mother. It just happens with rabbits. With animals, sometimes they're just not made to be mothers, and that's fine. You know, we're just with people, right? Some people are not made to be mothers, and we accept that, and they just live out here as pensioners, and that's fine. But get home, there's a kit in there. So no nest has been made, nothing, no provisions on the rabbit's end. And I do look to the rabbit to some extent to, like, do its part. We provide the resources, and they have to, you know, hold on, let me get rid of this. Somebody just dinged me. We provide the resources, so we provide the nesting boxes, we provide the hay, but up to some extent, it's up to them to actually, like, complete the process and build a nest. Like, put their fur in it and everything, right? That's just, like, how it works. At least around here. So, we provide the resources, no nest is made. So, I have to remove this kit, because apparently, I don't know what's going on in there, but it's like bonkers in there. So I removed the kit, no problem. The kit goes into the nesting box of the other doe that's had babies. Not an issue. Kit's still alive today. Perfect, okay? No problems whatsoever. Problem solved, right? Well, I'm not stupid. I know that it's not usual for a rabbit to kit, to have babies in the middle of the day. Usually they do it at night, okay? That's just how they evolved, right? So, I'm not stupid. I know that this rabbit's probably going to have more babies. Now, the other thing, I got to back up a little bit. We now know which rabbit it was that was having babies, but because there's more than one female in there, we didn't know which one. So, logically, you think, okay, well, we'll just separate the mother. But we couldn't necessarily do that because we didn't know which one it was, right? So at that point in time, we had to take the kit out and put it with a doe that had milk, so that a doe that was a good mother and that was safe, so that we could make sure that the baby would be able to survive. And it has survived. So, you know, it's like 8, 9, 10, still no babies. So I'm checking on these rabbits. We still don't know exactly which one's going to have the babies, but we are checking on them. I'm checking on them every half of an hour. And the reason why you might say, well, why don't you stand there? Because they're not going to have the babies if I'm standing there watching them. I mean, eventually they will, maybe, but how would you feel if you had somebody staring at you while you're trying to give birth? And, you know, it's just, so I leave it alone, but I go check frequently, consistently, right? I've learned that when it comes to breeding animals, too much human interaction, unnecessary human interaction is not a good thing. So I'm checking on them every half hour. So finally she has these kits, and I see her, you know, pulling out her fur, doing what she's supposed to do. You know, she has the nesting box in there with the hay in there. She builds the world's worst nest. Not in the nesting box like every other doe on this property. She builds it next to the nesting box, okay? So, and next to the nesting box, on the wire, it's like fakakta crazy. I've never seen anything like it in my life, okay? I have, but, you know, I'm sitting here like, you know, come on. Really? We give you a nesting box. You can't use the nesting box. So, she's created this nest, and there's squirming babies in it, but instead of, like, birthing the babies in the nesting box, I got someone going, oh my god. Yeah, I know. Oh my god is right. Instead of birthing the babies in the nesting box, she's birthed them all around the colony. Okay, so we got squirming babies everywhere. There's like 5 of them, right? So I'm sitting here like, okay, this is not going to work for me, right? I'm not going to even like attempt to, deal with this in a way that, keeps her as the mother, because this is just going to end badly. And it had ended badly. What was going on was that another doe was attacking these babies, which it just happens. And there's no way you can foresee this, because again, rabbits that hadn't bred in 2 years, and it's a farm. These are animals. Things happen, right? So I remove all these babies, and they're cold. So that's the other reason why you have to check on them every half an hour, and why you have to just like make a decision like that. Because baby rabbits, in case you don't know, they're not born with fur. They develop fur around days 5 and day 10. Between there they start to grow enough fur. So it's March here, and it's like 50 degrees or so at night. That's too cold for rabbit kits to not be totally warm. So you have to make these decisions just like this, and like make sure that, if your aim is to help the baby survive, get them to someplace that they're warm, where they're not going to be attacked, right? This is animal husbandry 101. It's pretty simple stuff. So pull the kits inside the house, because what the plan is that I'm going to take these kits and I'm going to put them with the doe that the first kit is with. But they're cold, and because there's the other kits that are there, there's like what, 5 kits already in that nesting box in the cabin. I don't want to just put a bunch of cold babies in there, because that's going to bring down the ambient temperature for everybody, right? So we bring them in the house and we get them warm. We stick them in front of in a warm blanket and stick them in front of a heater until they're reasonably warm. Okay, we're not talking like an hour. We're talking like maybe 10-15 minutes in front of this heater. But at the same time, they need to get to the dough, because they need to be able to eat, right? This is not like, you can't just sit around for 3 hours, crossing your fingers and hoping it works out. You got to make these decisions like on the fly. So what I ended up doing was, they got warm enough, and I put these kits, the remaining 4 kits, they were put with the doe that had already had a baby, had already had her kits. So now there's like 9 in there, which is still feasible. That's that's for me, that's like the upper edge of what's feasible for a doe to handle. This is kind of a small doe, but as of right now, everybody's still alive, everybody's warm, everybody's being fed. So it's one of those things that makes me go like, come on, like, how hard is it to just like make a nest, right? But anyway, so these are like the real stories. This is like the real things that happen on a farm. And I know a lot of people out there don't tell these stories. They think, well, I don't want to look incompetent. I don't want to look, but anybody who has a farm, anybody who wants to have a farm, these are the things that are going to happen, right? There's just going to be days where you're just like, why do I do this? And you're going to have to make decisions hoping that they're the right decisions, and you just have to kind of make the best decisions that you can at the time, right? So even with this rabbit, this incompetent mother, I'm sitting there fingers crossed that she's not going to have any more kits, because I don't think the doe in there can even like handle any more kits. Like 9 is like pushing it, right? So luckily she didn't have any more babies. Like, it's all done, and everybody is alive and happy and sitting in there. So hopefully in the next few days or so, I can show you guys what these babies look like. But that was just one of those things where it's like, shoot me now, right? Alright guys, I'm getting too dark in here. It's nighttime here, and I'm getting tired. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please like this video. And please go ahead and visit the blog above. And I will be back soon for more real homesteader stories. Bye.